What happens when two F-15 Sea Eagles go head-to-head with a highly maneuverable F-16 in a 2 versus 1 air combat engagement? Can teamwork and tactics overcome raw agility? You're about to find out. But before the fight begins, we'll take you inside the real-world training that prepares these pilots for high-speed aerial combat, including formation flying with F-22 Raptors and in-flight refueling at 300 knots. Strap in, because this is what it takes to be a fighter pilot. This mission begins at Kadena Air Base, Okinawa, home to the 44th and 67th Fighter Squadrons, the last active-duty F-15 Sea Eagle units in the US Air Force. Their job? Maintain air superiority in the Pacific Theater. Every sortie ensures these pilots are combat-ready for potential real-world engagements. Kadena Air Base is the largest U.S. Air Force installation in the Pacific, strategically positioned to project air superiority across the region. It's home to the 44th and 67th Fighter Squadrons, the only forward-deployed F-15 C units in the world. Fighter pilots train here every day to maintain absolute control of the skies. But in a real-world engagement, is superior firepower enough, or does maneuverability win the fight? Let us know what you think in the comments. With the mission brief complete, it's time to get airborne. The F-15 Sea Eagle is a pure air dominance fighter designed to intercept, engage, and eliminate aerial threats. And today it's going to be put to the test. With over 50,000 pounds of thrust, this jet reaches combat altitude in under a minute. But speed alone isn't enough. That's why before air combat maneuvering begins, we link up with an F-22 Raptor flight for formation training. This is fighter aviation at its finest. An F-15 Sea Eagle flying alongside two F-22 Raptors. These two aircraft represent decades of air superiority dominance, but with very different approaches. The F-22 Raptor is built for stealth, supercruise, and sensor fusion, making it untouchable at long range. The F-15 Sea Eagle relies on brute force, speed, and sheer firepower to dominate the fight. Together, they're an unstoppable force. But here comes the wild card. An F-16 Fighting Falcon. Smaller, lighter, and built for agility, the F-16 is one of the best dogfighters ever made. And today, it's our adversary in air combat maneuvering training. In the world of fighter aviation, fuel is life. Without tankers, even the most advanced jets would be limited to minutes in the fight before turning back. That's where the KC-135 Stratotanker comes in, providing a lifeline in the sky that keeps Eagles in the fight for extended missions. Approaching the tanker isn't just about flying straight. It requires precise control, steady hands, and a deep understanding of the jet's aerodynamics. And contact. Fuel is flowing. The F-15C is now taking on thousands of pounds of fuel in just minutes. At 300 knots, the F-15C closes in on the boom operator's guidance zone. From here, it's all about micro adjustments. Too much forward movement, and the pilot risks overrunning the tanker. Too little, and the boom won't connect. There's no autopilot here. This is manual precision flying at its finest. The pilot watches for subtle cues, wingtip alignment, tanker turbulence, and radio feedback from the boom operator. Even slight movements in the wrong direction could cause an emergency disconnect. The pilot must carefully adjust throttle, trim, and flight surfaces to stay in perfect alignment. This extra fuel extends its combat endurance, ensuring that it can stay in the fight longer, reach further, and return safely. Even the simplest movements here require full focus, because one mistake could send both aircraft into an uncontrollable situation. But with fuel topped off, the F-15C is now mission ready once again. Time to set up for air combat maneuvering.
First ACM full of shoot. Bat 1 ready.
He's ready. Bandit ready.
Bandit fight's on.
Bat break right! Bogey, you're 6 o'clock. 2 miles, level.
This is Air Combat Maneuvering, ACM, a 2 versus 1 engagement where two F-15Cs must work together to take down a lone F-16 Fighting Falcon.
Bogey search. Engage.
In a real fight, teamwork is the difference between winning and losing. At the merge, the F-16 tries to split the two Eagles apart, forcing one-on-one dogfights where it holds the maneuverability edge. The F-15 sees counter by using a bracket maneuver, pinning the F-16 into a no-escape zone. But can the F-16 shake both Eagles? Or is this fight already over? Let's find out. With superior coordination, the Eagles gain the advantage, leading to a simulated missile kill. Even against a more maneuverable opponent, teamwork wins the fight. With the fight over, the F-15C Eagles rejoin in formation, but the mission isn't done yet. Before heading back to base, the pilots perform a battle damage check, a standard procedure after high-G maneuvering and simulated engagements. Even in training, these jets push the limits of their airframes. Pilots check for loose panels, fluid leaks, overheating components, and any signs of structural strain. In real combat, they'd be looking for bullet holes, missile shrapnel damage, or hydraulic failures. At supersonic speeds and high-G turns, even the smallest mechanical failure can escalate into an emergency. This check ensures every jet is flight ready before making the return trip to Kadena. Each pilot depends on their wingman's eyes. It's impossible to check the entire aircraft from the cockpit alone. The lead jet gets inspected first, then they swap positions so the wingman gets their own battle damage check. It's not just about mechanical damage. Pilots also scan for canopy cracks, missing antennas, or any flight control issues that might have developed during the fight. Everything has to be 100% mission capable before heading home. With both jets confirmed clean and fully operational, they reform into tactical formation and set course back to Kadena Air Base. Mission complete. From formation flying with F-22s to high-intensity ACM training, this was a perfect demonstration of how Kadena's F-15 C Squadrons maintain dominance in the Pacific. The mission doesn't end when the jet lands. Every training sortie is followed by a detailed debrief where pilots review their performance. What worked? What didn't? How could the fight have gone differently? How do you think the F-15C holds up against newer fighters like the F-22 or F-35? Drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts.